How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the NRL Round 6 tips and predictions. I hope everyone is doing well on this Tuesday evening. It is 5:07 p.m. here in New South Wales. Let me just adjust this damn camera. What is going on with my laptop here? My apologies. Something's wrong with my computer. Oh, there we go. We're good. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. Round 6. The season goes very fast, man. This is going to be probably the biggest weekend for myself as I am traveling to Perth for the Rabbitohs Cowboys game on Saturday. I'll be on the other side of the country. Looking forward to it. Never been to Perth before. I've never been to Perth, so I'm keen to get over there and experience it. It's actually a 3:30 kickoff in Perth, 5:30 for everyone back here. But looking forward to going over to Perth, experiencing it all. So should be a great time. And yes, there will be a vlog. Could be the biggest vlog yet. Could be the biggest vlog yet, to be completely honest with you. But we'll get to those games very soon. Of course, guys, if you're new around here, do not forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. As you can probably tell, I'm just getting my voice back. I did lose my voice at CommBank Friday night after we beat the Panthers in what was a pretty wild game. And yes, I have had a shave. Yes, I have had a shave. I got rid of the beard today. I'm just quite jack of it. So, bit of a fresh shave. And yes, shout out to Callan in the chat. Look 20 years younger. Appreciate that, Callan. Hello to everyone that's watching. We've got a nice crowd here of about 34 people. It's good to see a good crowd here. Hello to everyone that's watching. Hello to got the baby face on. Stop it, you guys. Stop it. You're gonna friggin' make me blush. Hello to Josh, Lockie, Joseph, Callan, Cody, Luke, Melbourne Storm fan, the great Pro Enzo Vids, Darren, Josh, Jason, Raider, River. I'll try to get to all of you guys. There's so many of you here. Tom, goodness me, big live chat. Liam Pritchard, SS Storm fan, Diggs _96. CJ Moxley from before. Everyone that's watching. Hope you're doing well, man. The shave of defeat. Oh, shut up, Cody. Be quiet, mate. We'll see what happens Saturday. All right, without further ado, let's get straight to it. And the first game of round 6 kicks off with the Dolphins taking on the Panthers from Suncorp Stadium Thursday night. Kickoff is 7:50 p.m. Huge game, this. The Dolphins, man. The Dolphins had a great win last week over the Titans. They had a great win there. They were very good. As for the Panthers, obviously going down to the Cowboys at home. This is a tough one to call, man. I mean, the odds suggest the Panthers $1.40 favorites. The Dolphins are at $2.90. So if you like the Dolphins at $2.90, very good price there. If the Panthers lose this game, guys, that's 5 losses in a row. Now, they have made a change. Blaze Talangi will play 5'8". Dane Laurie drops out. Edwards goes back to fullback. Edwards is a big inclusion. So is Sorensen. Mitch Kenny's out due to injury. This is a tough game to pick. I'm going to tip Penrith. And I know that might be boring for a lot of people, but Dylan Edwards is a huge inclusion. They're going to take a gamble and put Blaze Talangi at 5'8". I think Penrith just have to win this game. And I think they're going to find a way to win. So I'm going to go the Panthers by 8 points. And for the first try scorer, I'm going to go with Paul Alamotti on the right wing to score the very first try of the game. I just feel like Penrith have to win. If they don't, it might be panic stations for the Panthers if it isn't already. So Panthers by 8 And I'm going to go Paul Alamotti for the first try of the game. Moving on to the Friday 6 o'clock game. We head out to WIN Stadium in Wollongong. It is the Dragons versus the Titans. The Dragons are $1.60 favourites. The Titans are at $2.30. Now, I'll give you a stat. The Gold Coast Titans have never won at WIN Stadium. They've never won at Wollongong. And the Dragons, obviously, they lost there in round 2 against the Rabbitohs. So they'll want to make up for that disappointment. Now, the Dragons, the team seems to be the same as last week. There was talk of Ilias getting dropped, but they're going to give him one final opportunity. As for the Gold Coast, Tino is out. That is a big loss. Tino is a big out. So Chris Randall will start at 13, and they'll bring in Arama Hahu. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, so I do apologize. But, yeah, the Gold Coast look a little bit weaker without Tino. The Dragons, they've got a big pack. The left-hand side's been scoring a lot of points lately. Look, I think the Dragons win, but I'm not that confident in this tip. If the Titans are ever going to break that hoodoo at WIN Stadium, then it could be this weekend. But I'm going to tip Dragons to bounce back. It's going to be a tight one. I'll go the Dragons by 4, guys. I think the Dragons by 4. There won't be much in this. For the first try score, I'm going to go for a bit of a roughie here. I'm going to go Kyle Flanagan at 5'8" to score the first try of the game. I think the Dragons, they love that left-hand side with Holmes, Tuipulotu. Coverson likes to go on that edge as well and set up stuff. I feel like Flanagan, being the 5'8", he could maybe grab the ball and crash over for a try. So Dragons by 4 points. Kyle Flanagan, first try scorer. Dragons to win, but honestly, there could be an upset there. I would not be surprised. On to the other game on Friday night footy. We head up to Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, where it is the Brisbane Broncos taking on the Sydney Roosters. Now, these sides played back in round 1, and the Broncos absolutely annihilated them at Suncorp at Allianz Stadium. They put 50 on them. Now, have the Roosters gotten better since that game? Probably not. Have the Broncos got better since that game? Absolutely they have. Now, the Broncos are $1.25 favourites. The Roosters are at $4.25. The Broncos team list. So, Jaden Hunt comes in for Jordan Ricky, who is suspended. Martin Tapau will be on the bench as well. And for the Roosters, Chad Townsend's been dropped to the reserves with Hugo Savalo at halfback. Watson starting at 9. Docker Clay on the bench. Everything else is similar. Look, the Roosters need to do something. They look terrible. But the Broncos here at home, Friday night footy, the perfect time slot for the Broncos. Probably in front of 40,000, 45,000. I think the Broncos win, and I think they win very well. Look, the Roosters will be competitive, but I'm sure they'll throw the ball around in certain periods of the game. That they might try and do what they did to the Panthers against the Broncos, but I don't see it working. I think Brisbane win, and Brisbane win well, guys. So I'm going to go the Broncos by 20. I think it'll be a really big win for the Broncos by 20. Could be more, to be honest, and honestly could be more. So my prediction here is Broncos by 20 and Jesse Arthurs to score the first try of the game on that left-hand side. That's the edge where Dom Young defends. Dom Young, there was talk of him getting dropped. He's kept his spot in the side. But defensively, we know Dom Young struggles on that edge, and the Broncos' left-hand side attack has been scoring a lot of points. So Jesse Arthurs to score the first try. Broncos by 20. Could honestly be more. But, yeah, Broncos to win on Friday night. Now, we get to the doubleheader in Perth, which I will be at. And, yeah, I'll be at this game, the first one in Perth, Saturday. Now, if you're in Perth, it's a 1 o'clock kickoff. If you're in New South Wales or Queensland, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. So we got the Cronulla Sharks taking on the Manly Seagulls. The Battle of the Beaches going over to Perth should be a good one, man. Now, having a look at the odds, the Sharks. The Sharks are favourites, guys. They are $1.50. Manly are at $2.50. Wow. Tough game to pick, man. The Sharks are in bad form at the moment. Sharks are not going all that well. Manly were looking good, but obviously that game against Melbourne on the weekend wasn't good at Brookvale Oval, where Melbourne put a bit of a score on Manly. I'm just having a look at the team list for the Sharks. Seems to be unchanged, unless I'm forgetting something. I don't think anyone is out for Cronulla. Hirotti's still there, while Kaliro's out injured. As for Manly, Nathan Brown back to the bench. Takiyaho into the starting side. With Alole is there as well. Lachlan Croker in the reserves. Keep an eye on that. That could be a big in. You know what? This is going to be a wild prediction, this one, but I'm gonna predict it. I'm gonna say that Sharks versus Manly, the first game in Perth, I'm gonna say it goes to Golden Point. I'm gonna say this game goes to Golden Point. It's going to be a field goal shootout between Cherry Evans, Luke Brooks against Trindle and Hines. It's going to be a field goal shootout. And the one person you don't bet against in field goal shootouts is the man who's leaving Manly, and that is Daly Cherry Evans. And I believe Manly will win in Golden Point, a field goal shootout. I'm going to go Manly by 1 in Golden Point extra time. First try scorer, give me Hamoli Olakawatu in his milestone game. I think it's game 100 for Hamoli Olakawatu. Let me just confirm that. I'm pretty confident it's game 100 for Hamoli. I'm going to back him in to score the first try of the game. Yes, it is game 100 for Hamoli Olakawatu. I think Manly win by 1 friggin' point. Going to be a great game, in my opinion. Manly to win by 1 point in Golden Point. Hamoli first try scorer. Should be a great game. The other game in Perth on Saturday is the one I'm looking forward to the most. It is the South Sydney Rabbitohs taking on the North Queensland Cowboys. The Cowboys are favourites at $1.75. The Rabbitohs are at $2.15. Now, there's a few changes for South Sydney due to a couple of injuries. So, Ewan Aiken returns. He'll play his first game with South. He plays in the centres. Alex Johnson's back from injury onto the wing. Latrell Mitchell to 5'8". Jaden Sullivan at halfback. Hubner to 13. Duncan to the bench. A couple of big changes there with Cody Walker, Jaden Sullivan, and Ravalawa all out. As for the Cowboys, Ruben Cotter returns from his illness. That moves McIntyre to the bench and Harrison Edwards to jersey number 18. This should be a hell of a game, but thing is, guys, South Sydney losing Cody Walker is a big out. Like, Jamie Humphries has been very good for him at halfback, and Ravalawa, he can do a job here and there, but Cody Walker is a huge out for the Rabbitohs. If the Rabbitohs still win, it just proves that Wayne Bennett, you just can't question the bloke. But as a Cowboys supporter, always going to back the boys. Confidence is high at the moment. 2 wins in a row. The Panthers win was absolutely insane. The momentum and confidence is there with the boys. I think McConey Walker out. I think the Cowboys can get away with a fairly decent win. I'm not going to be cocky and say we win this by 20, 30 points, but I think we win this game by about 14. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. My prediction, Cowboys by 14 points. I think it will be a fairly high-scoring game. Cowboys by 14. First try scorer, I'm going to go with Tom Dearden. Tom Dearden has scored the first try. I think him on that left-hand side running at Jaden Sullivan. Not really a starting half all that often, so I think Dearden can get on the outside of Sullivan and potentially try Arrow as well. So Cowboys by 14. Tom Dearden first try. Go the Cowboys. Looking forward to being there. The other game on Saturday is up all the way up in Darwin, man. Gee whiz. This is a 7:35 game on Saturday up there in Darwin. Parramatta versus Canberra. TIO Stadium is the venue. The Raiders are favourites at $1.50. The Eels are at $2.60. Sorry. Eels and Raiders. Some people find it tough to call, but I think it's quite easy. But we'll get to that in a moment. Parramatta, man. Lomax on the wing. Russell in the centres. What else I got going for him here? Seems to be the same team as last week, although Ryan Madison and Bailey Simonson both in the reserves. I don't know what Ryan Madison has to do to get back in the team. Surely he can come off the bench. Surely. And as for the Raiders, looks like it's the same team as last week. So, yeah, good stuff from the Raiders. Strong team for the Raiders, I should say. Look, I know Parramatta had a win last week, and I appreciate they got the job done. But I feel like with the whole Gufferson-Lomax thing, it felt like it might have been Parramatta's grand final when they lifted for that reason. The Raiders got home on the bell against the Sharks, and the Raiders have been looking hot lately. I know Darwin probably doesn't suit the Raiders that well, but can you really trust Parramatta to back up that performance? I don't think you can. So I'm going to say the Raiders win, and I think the Raiders win well. I think they'll be a little bit too good. I think the Harvest will outplay the Eels. I think the Raiders' kicking game will be a little bit too good, especially the 4-pack as well. So for me, Raiders by 18. I think they'll be way too good for the Eels here. First try scorer, I'm going to go with Ethan Strange. I don't think Ethan Strange has even scored an NRL try this season, so I'm going to go Ethan Strange for the first try. Raiders by 18. I think they'll be way too good here for the Eels. So Canberra to win. Moving on to Sunday football, and we are back to the 2 o'clock time slot. Thank God I missed this time slot, man. Sunday, 2 o'clock from Amy Park in Melbourne. Melbourne Storm versus New Zealand Warriors. Melbourne at $1.20. Warriors at $5. Melbourne's team looks like it's unchanged from last week. As for the Warriors, so I'm just looking at the team here for the Warriors. Again, very similar to the team they had against the West Tigers a couple of weeks ago. I will say, I reckon they should put Martin or Tanner Boyd on the bench. I feel like they could use a jersey 14 for the bench, but overall, strong side for the Warriors, but this is a really big challenge. They rarely beat the Storm in Melbourne, and Melbourne coming off a big, comfortable win over Manly. I think they'll be full of confidence in this one. So for me, I think Melbourne win. I think Melbourne win well. I think they'll be a little bit too good here for the Warriors. So I'll go to the Storm by about 18 points. And for the first try scorer, I'm going to go with the crafty dummy half, the best number 9 in the game, Harry Grant, to score the first try. Storm to win and win well on Sunday afternoon. And the final game of round 6 is on Sunday, 4 o'clock from McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. It is the Newcastle Knights and the West Tigers. Now, the Knights, $1.65 favourites. The Tigers at $2.35. These sides played each other in round 1 in Campbelltown, and the Knights did win that game 10 points to 8. The Tigers are a much better team than what they were in round 1. Newcastle, I mean, you could say they were better, but gee, they've been down the last couple of weeks. They had that horrible loss to the Titans on the Gold Coast, had a bye, and then got battered 20-0 to the Dogs. So very hard to see the Knights. Like, the Knights' form is not that great at the minute. Now, a couple of changes for Newcastle. Crossland at halfback, Bradley to hooker, Matt Alford to the bench, Kai Pierce-Paul is back, which means Frizzell goes to 13. Dylan Lucas still out injured. As for the Tigers, Skelton is back. Luai is back. They got some big ins there, the Tigers. Luai is a big in. Now, Newcastle, obviously Jack Cogger for the Knights. Look, this is a hard game to pick because Newcastle at home usually go all right, but the Tigers, Luai is a big in, man. This might be my upset of the weekend. I'm going to go the Tigers, guys. I think the West Tigers can win a really good game on Sunday afternoon. Could be a high-scoring game. Hard to really say, but I'm going to go the West Tigers by 6. I reckon Newcastle might score the first try. So Kai Pearce-Paul in the back row to score the first try of the game, but the Tigers to win by 6. Now, let's go through the tips again quickly. And if you guys were following, in round 5, I got 8 for 8. I got every single game right. So let's see if we can go back to back. So Thursday night, Dolphins, Panthers. We're going to go Panthers 1-12. Friday night, we're going to go Dragons 1-12 over the Titans. The other game on Friday night, we're going to go Broncos 13+ over the Roosters. Saturday in Perth, we're going to go Manly to beat the Sharks 1-12, but in Golden Point. So bit of an extra time game there. We're going to go Cowboys to win 13+ over the Rabbitohs. Raiders to beat the Eels 13+ up there in Darwin Saturday night. Storm to beat the Warriors 13+ in Melbourne. And the Tigers to upset the Knights 1-12 in Newcastle on Sunday afternoon. All right, guys, they're my tips. I appreciate you all for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. We got the Cowboys TV podcast tomorrow night. And then, obviously, we're off to Perth in a couple of days. So, looking forward to it. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. Love you all for watching. If you haven't checked out the Panthers Cowboys vlog yet, make sure you go and watch that. It is a very good vlog. Very memorable. The ending is quite insane. So make sure you guys go and check that out. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. See you guys in the next one. Bring on Perth. Go to the Cowboys.